all of sports to being one of the highest-earning athletes in the world. According to Forbes, Dak is one of 4 athletes who took home more than $100 million during the past 12 months from team salaries, sponsorships, and endorsements. His $107.5 million over the last year breaks the record for NFL players. LeBron James was 5th on the list behind Dak, and Tom Brady was the only other NFL player in the top 10. So, Shannon, your reaction, please.
Well, being a starting quarterback in NFL is a very well-paying job, Skip. That's what. Let's start with that being said. Skip, Conor McGregor, thanks to the whiskey sales, Skip, we saw that he just sold his company, a majority stake in his company for over $600 million. So I don't believe that is a surprise. We know the soccer stars, Messi and Ronaldo, Skip. I mean, those guys, Ronaldo, Skip, has almost 300 million followers. So I don't think we're surprised because soccer is so big, not only in America, but all over the world. Soccer is really truly an international sport. LeBron, are we really surprised by LeBron? The guy, Roger Federer, Lewis Hamilton, no. But, Tom Brady is 76 million. Tom Brady only made, Skip, 25 million in salary last year. So 50 million plus bucks came from off the field, which is surprising because at least with LeBron and KD, they sell basketball shoes. Skip, I can wear basketball shoes. I can wear, you wear sneakers every day with your outfit. I can't wear no cleats. People ain't wearing football jerseys like they wear soccer jerseys. So I'm really not surprised. The only surprise that I see is, because I'm not really surprised that Dak, but we know why. I mean, he made $31 million last year with the franchise tag. He's going to make $75 million this year. But it looks like to me, Skip, with all those endorsements, he only weighed $1.5 million. Because if you add it up, 75 and 31 is 106. He's 107.5. So it looks like the endorsements is only 1.5 million. So I'm not surprised by anyone on this list. If I'm anybody, I'm telling you, if I would have had a son now, could tell him anything. Kick a soccer ball, be able to shoot threes like Steph Curry, or play tennis or could drive a fast car. I'm staying away from football, Skip. So for me, I don't think. Are you surprised by anybody on this list? I'm not surprised. Dak. I think you're surprised by Dak, but he just signed that big contract. Guess who's gonna be on the list next year? Aaron Rodgers. When he get $100 million to sign.
He might be. But I got to tell you, when I saw this story last night, I just sat back and shook my head because I never thought I would see this day. Dak Prescott is the 4th highest paid athlete in the world.
The world.
I'm looking at Conor McGregor. I'm looking at Messi, as you point out, and Ronaldo. And then 4th on the list, I'm looking at my guy, Dak Prescott. He's going to make $107.5 million this year.
In one calendar year.
I don't know about the endorsements because surely he's making more than they're giving credit for when you've got Sleep Number and 7-Eleven and DirecTV.
And Dana. Didn't he have the dad? Yeah.
And then, according to this, he's now invested in 4 Texas locations of the restaurant chain Walk-Ons. He's becoming a conglomerate like LeBron.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I saw Dak ahead of LeBron, I'm like, it's unfathomable. It's impossible. And my only fear about it is, can he live up to this? Because everybody said back in 2019, oh, Dak is betting on himself. He's going to take Jerry Jones to the bank and then to the cleaners. And he did take him to the bank and the cleaners, but while he was betting on himself, he was pretty awful in 2019, the last 13 games of the year. He ranked 15th overall by Pro Football Focus in quarterback grades. And as you know, I keep pointing out because it sticks in my craw, Dak is now 6-11 in the last 17 games he started for my Cowboys. And obviously, he had a career-threatening injury that he suffered against the Giants last year, and God help him, I'm knocking on wood. I hope he comes back all the way. But Jerry's even betting on that. There's some X factor involved there. And yet, to Dak's credit, he went to negotiating war with Jerry Jones, and he won. And remember, the press conference, Jerry just turned to him and admitted that I overpaid you. Well, he did. Given what Dak has earned, what he has merited as a performer, he's not worth $107 million just this year, or as you point out, in just sheer bonus, $75 million. You get it all up front. So he has the biggest guarantee in the total contract in NFL history and the biggest signing bonus in NFL history. And I'm like, how did that happen? And how is that going to impact my salary cap long term? Well, not great.
It would. No, Skip, it won't hurt your salary cap, because by the time it starts getting to those big numbers, you know, that new money kicks in, and this will look obsolete. He'll probably be down to around 13, 14% of your cap, which is something that is tolerable for a team. But, Skip, when you look at it, and you mentioned that he's invested in companies, if that's what you do, what we're starting to see is these guys, they get the bag. We see Kevin Durant invested in a company that it seemed to have paid him tenfold his money. Yep. We see LeBron invest in company, Blaze Pizza. He started his production company, Spring Hill.
Yep.
He's done things. And so I'm glad that I see guys getting the bag and not just like, oh, well, I'm just going to go stick my money in the bank and draw that 5-6%. Skip, you take chances. You get with the right people. They point you in the right direction. And hopefully in 5 years, Dak will be flipped this $107 million, and it'll be $250. 300.
Okay,
so
but
that's
Shannon,
what I'm gonna do if I get me a little bag.
I got all that. But what do you always lecture me on? What's the biggest killer in sports? Expectations.
Yes.
They just went through the roof of Jerry World, right?
Yes.
$107 million. Cowboy Nation will sit back and say, "Okay, you're on, Dak. Show us."
Well, you know, Skip, when after the third game, I think they come home. You know it's going to be 90,000 fans. So just imagine if they start the season 0-2, and then they come home for that third game, Skip, and they fall behind 7-0, 14-0, and we're heading into the second quarter. Can you imagine what the boos are going to be like? You know.
Can you imagine the sweat on my brow at that point?
Saying, quote, "If you threw a helmet and shoulder pads on me and I haven't played in 4 years, I would be able to throw around Tim Tebow as a tight end. You can't just go from QB to a tight end. You can't do it." Shannon, do you agree?
I've been trying to tell Skip it's a different mindset that you have to have. Skip, I think the thing is as a tight end, there are very few tight ends that can just overpower. And there's really not a tight end that can overpower a defensive end. And defensive ends, they understand leverage because they look at Skip. If you watch the way defensive ends work against an offensive tackle, if they see him sitting heavy, which means he's expecting a bull rush, they'll go around him. If they see him sitting light, hand on the dirt, back it up, they're going to bull him. Well, it's the same thing with a tight end. He's going to use your leverage against you. See, I wasn't that big, 225, 228. So I had to be technically sound in blocking. And because but I had to learn that, Skip. It wasn't something that, okay, you're a tight end now and you just picked it up. It's trial and error. They feel you light one side, okay, boop, they tip you over now you're on the ground and now they make the play. All right, because Sharp, drop your hips, you're too high. It's nuances to the game that Tim Tebow is going to need to learn over an extended period of time. And I just don't believe because he's doing this so late in the process, Skip, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Well, as a matter of fact, he's not going to be able to do it. So if they use him like you say, as an H-back, put him in motion, don't put him at the point of attack, things of that nature, sure, throw him a few passes here and there. But hell, I don't even know if he can catch the ball because I've never seen him catch the ball. But I agree with Rob Ninkovich. Most guys, think about he got Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. Which one of those guys you think he blocking? Zero.
How many of those guys could you have blocked in your prime?
In my prime?
Yeah.
I block every last one of them. Now, I'm not going to say I will block them the whole game. No, I'm not going to block any of these guys the whole game. But I promise you, I'm going to hold my own because I blocked the J.J. Watts. I've gone up against those guys, the equivalent of those guys, and held my own. But, Skip, you have to understand.